Book 1, Chapter 15, Growth. I take the magazines to Charles to show him the great projects my father can create. My dad has said that with everyone's help, we can make the games and the prizes. It will be a family project and Charles can be the leader since it was his idea. I sit beside Charles and I take a magazine out of my school bag. He asks, "What is that, Finn?" I reply with pride, "My dad gave it to us. We can pick projects for the Community Day event and my dad wants you to make the final selection." Charles looks straight ahead. Not much movement. I really thought he would be excited. I ask him, "Charles, are you not excited?" Charles in a low voice says, "Finn, I wish I was you at times to have the family you have." I sit, looking ahead, and I ponder. Charles, I look at you and I wish I could be more like you. Charles is surprised at what I have said. "Why would you think that, Finn?" "I think that because when I am around you, I feel like myself. I feel that you know so much more than I do, and I know that I can learn from you." With playfulness, I say, "You have a really great smile. I know that when you smile, it means something." We both sit, staring straight ahead. After a moment, Charles asks, "Can I see what your dad has suggested?" He picks up the magazine and turns to the pages that are marked. "Do you really think we can make this game?" he asks with enthusiasm in his voice. "Yes, my dad says that if we work really hard, we could make the game and even have time to paint it. We have paint left over from Sky's doghouse, and my dad has extra wood from a job he did a few years back. He says the wood really can't be used for fine furniture, but can certainly be used for games we choose." Charles is in amazement. He can't believe that his idea has become such a great project. He mumbles under his breath, "You have a cool dad." We both smile and skip through the pages, toss around ideas, and become even more enthused with our project. Charles says, "We are bound to get an A. We will get a high grade for this, Finn." I agree, and we get to work putting it all together. "We are going to have the best table there," Charles declares. I happily agree. Back in the classroom, things have calmed down. Everyone is to work on history or geography to prepare for the tests that we are having next week. I'm not fond of either, but it does mean that the school year is coming to an end and that next year I will be in grade 5. I'm much better at math, though I guess history and geography aren't so bad. But if I had my way, we would have love class, so no one would ever get stitches again because of a bully. Charles and I make plans to meet after school tomorrow. I will ask my dad if he is available to start working on the projects. "Okay, Charles, I will see you tomorrow?" Charles replies, "I'm pretty sure my mom will let me go, knowing it is a school project." We both go our separate ways. Mom is at the kitchen table when I return home. She is sitting quietly with a letter placed in front of her. I've seen that look before, the look of concern and sadness combined. Disappointment is the accurate look. "Mom," I say, "is everything okay?" "Oh, Finn, another letter from my brother has arrived, and it looks as though the buyer has offered more money because the land will be used for a fancy hotel, a resort where people can get away from the city." "That sounds nice," I reply. She looks up and I can see she doesn't feel the same. She continues to say that although a building that brings people together is a great idea, she feels a sense of loss because it is her dad who left the property to be used only by the family. I hear my heart. The voice is clear. Let her know that many families will be pleased with the vacation resort. The gentle whisper continues. When the deal is being made, honor her father by means of his name being part of the resort. I take a deep breath and say, Mom, what if you ask the builder to name the resort after your dad? My mom looks straight ahead. It's the thing to do when one is in deep thought. A resort named after my dad, she mumbles. He would like that. She continues, maybe the buyer could have a family day in the summer when all children can visit for the day to enjoy the resort and nature that surrounds it. Mom, that's a great idea, I say with a smile, knowing it is shared from my heart. I can't take all the credit. I'm just repeating the words I hear, and maybe my dad is right. Maybe it is my imagination, but it hasn't let me down yet. My mom becomes excited and she says, Finn, please look after your brother before you walk Sky. I want to call my brother to ask if it is possible. She's changed. She has gone from disheartened to inspired in only a few sentences. What a great idea that was whispered to me. I'm sure that everyone has an inner voice, one that speaks in kindness, a voice that can be heard when one really listens. I sit beside my brother on the floor. He is playing with cars. I'm too old to play with cars, but I must admit it is fun to set up the tracks. That's the best part of playing with the cars. Between my brother and I, we have enough track to go from one end of the kitchen to the other, with a few twists in between. We find books to stack to make hills for the cars. We don't have much for a ramp, so we just shoot the cars off the end and hope they don't put a mark on the wall. It's fun to watch the cars go off the track and spin as they tumble to the ground. My brother likes to build bridges that cars can go under. I just like putting the track together. My old set can work with my brother's set, so we have a lot of fun taking up most of the kitchen for our racetrack. My sister walks into the kitchen. It's clear she is not in a good mood. I ask if everything is okay. She pulls out a kitchen chair, sits down, and sobs into her hands. My brother and I looked at each other, shocked. What happened? I ask. She says, I hate my school and the friends I had. I don't like me, and I don't know what I did to upset them. Now even a boy in grade 4 knows that girls fighting are not a pretty sight. My sister puts her head down on the table and says that she wants to change schools just to get away from them. I say, Paige, you like your school, and I am sure that you will all be friends again soon. Paige keeps her head down on the table and weeps into her arms. I can see her body shaking as she cries. I'm thinking that they must have said something really mean, because my sister can see the best in many things. She can brush off things and find the positive in something that feels negative. She is the first to make me smile when I am upset. What can I say that is funny? Nothing comes to mind. I just watch her cry until her shoulders stop shaking. She settles in and I pull up a chair next to her. So, you want to play with cars? I ask in a gentle voice. No, she replies. Why don't we get Sky and all 3 of us go for a walk? She lifts her head and says, would that be okay? I say, of course, even though most times I like to do it myself. We get my brother ready, and because my mom is upstairs on the phone with her brother, we write a note and leave it on the table. My brother gets his shoes on. We know taking him won't make the walk easy, but we decide that it will be fun. My sister has stopped crying, and that is a blessing. I really don't like to see others cry. I go outside, and Sky is waiting, his tail wagging, knowing it is time to leave the yard. My brother insists on keeping dog treats in his pocket when he is around Sky. I think it makes him feel important because Sky knows he has the treats. We are ready. Note written, shoes on, treats in pockets, a leash on the dog, a happy sister. This is going to be a challenge. We start out on our journey knowing we can only go around the block. My sister says we should get a leash for our little brother so he doesn't run off. He won't run off. I'll take his hand and you take Sky. I let her walk Sky because I know that will make her more happy than walking our brother. Sky knows the way. He leads the way but doesn't pull on the leash. My little brother is having trouble keeping up our pace. We keep stopping to get organized. It is fun, though. It is the first time we all go out without our parents. We realize this as we walk along. My sister is feeling much better, and this makes me feel better. She starts to talk about what had happened with her friends. She said, "I don't understand why people have to be mean, and I don't understand why people get jealous." I ponder that, and then I say, if people knew that we were all the same, there wouldn't be room for being mean or jealous. If people could see that we all hold love in our hearts, we would never be cruel to one another. Paige stops in her tracks, looks at me with disbelief. "Finn, when did you become so smart?" I shrug my shoulders. "I don't know. I guess I just know what my heart says to me." "What your heart says to you? What does that mean?" I tell her about my heart talking with me, that I hear the hearts of others. I say that I don't know if it is my imagination or if I really can hear hearts. All I know is that it is a great way to be, that it has helped many people feel better. We keep walking, our steps becoming a little faster. My brother is really getting tired. Paige lifts him up for me to piggyback him on my back. Then we are ready to pick up our pace. My brother laughs as we walk. Every once in a while I bounce him up and down to make it interesting. We are all having such a great time. I'm very happy that we are old enough to walk around the block on our own. We approach our house, and my mom is there to greet us outside. She asks, "Where did you all go?" "Around the block, Mom, just as you told me." She smiles and says, "Thank you for taking care of your brother." She gently takes my brother into her own arms, and he tells her how much fun he's had. I ask my mom, "Did you get things settled with our uncle?" My mom, with a softness on her face, shares that they have come to an agreement. The land will be sold, but their father will be honored by having the grand resort in his name. Your uncle thinks the purchaser will agree to that, and also agree to donate to others by sharing a day for children to also enjoy the resort. It will be a sharing between our family and the owner to dedicate the day to my father. My mom has a glow about her face, and I can see it. I've heard the term, "You are glowing," but for the first time I know what it means. Mom, with a cheerful voice, "I can't wait for your dad to be home so we can all share our good news." I say, "Mom, Paige didn't have a good day today. She is having trouble with her friends." My mom looks at Paige with concern. "Paige, what happened?" "I'm not sure," Paige says. "We were all standing outside when one of the boys in the class came over to our group. He was kidding around with us, and we were all laughing, but then, all of a sudden, one of the girls got mad. She just wanted us to do something else. I didn't want to. I was having fun with everyone. I told her that I would just hang out and that she could go on her own. I couldn't believe it when she started yelling at me. She said, 'You're coming with me now, or else.' Mom, I really don't like when someone says 'or else.' So I asked her what the problem was. By this time, the group wasn't laughing and everyone started to leave. I stood waiting for an answer from her. She then said, 'You are no good and nobody thinks you are funny and nobody likes you.'" My mom and I listen to the story and feel very badly. Mom, in her usual smart way and in her motherly gentle voice, says, "It sounds to me like your friend is jealous of you because you're getting attention from the boy in your class." Paige says, "I know she likes him, but I was just being myself. I didn't even realize she was getting mad at me." We all sit on the steps. Even Sky has found his way to sit with us. My mom says, "Wait here." She goes into the house and we all just sit quietly. When she returns, her hands are full of frozen ice pops, all different colors. It is fun because we don't normally have a treat like this before our supper. My mom says, "This is a perfect day for a perfect gift." I am stunned. My mom knows about the gift that my great-grandfather talked about. We each get our favorite flavor. My brother even gets a whole ice pop this time, as my mom usually divides it in half. We are celebrating today, I think to myself. As my brother eats his treat, little pieces are falling onto the steps. That's when Sky can also have some. It is fun, and it is unexpected. My sister asked my mom what she would do if she had done something wrong talking with the boy that her friend liked. She goes on to say how embarrassed she was when her friend yelled at her in front of her other classmates. My mom suggests that when she sees her friend tomorrow, apologize to her. Paige says, "Apologize? I didn't do anything wrong." My mom says, "Wait until I'm finished, Paige." I am interested in what my mom has to say, but my sister is too upset to let her finish her thoughts. Apologize for not realizing that you had upset her, for you did not realize she was angry. Under her breath, Paige mumbles, "That sounds stupid." My mom says in a clear tone, "Paige, stop and think about what I am saying. Your friend became upset with you because she was feeling insecure that the boy was enjoying your company better than hers. She was jealous, and jealousy always comes from a place of insecurity. Therefore, make her feel secure." We all sit there. Even though it makes sense, it doesn't sound right that my sister should apologize to someone who called her names and yelled at her. "Paige," my mom continues, "you didn't upset her on purpose. Let her know that. You are giving your friend a chance to also say sorry for her behavior. But it seems to me that you will have to apologize first, and that will be very big of you. It will show that you want the friendship, but won't put up with someone talking to you in a harsh tone. Allow your friend to see that her actions were wrong towards you, and if she doesn't, then she isn't your friend." My mom is so smart. Now it's starting to make more sense. Mom continues, "Forgiveness is a powerful thing, but you cannot discover its true power until you have someone to forgive, and that includes yourself." We sit on the steps. Even my brother is sitting quietly. Paige says, "Okay, Mom, I will do exactly as you are suggesting." My mom places her hand on her shoulder and says, "I am only suggesting. It has to come from your heart for it to be real. Apologize because you think it's the right thing to do. If you are sincere in your words, it will shine through. Kindness and compassion can heal many things." This makes a lot of sense to me. So many times fighting continues because people can't find the courage to ask for forgiveness, to say sorry. So often, if you say sorry, it means that you are wrong and the other is right. In this case, my sister isn't wrong, but it would be wrong for my sister not to share that she didn't mean to hurt any feelings, even though it was her feelings that really got hurt. It is a great day. We have all learned so much, and we have had fun. As my mom goes in, we all go in behind her and help with supper. I set the table while my sister helps my mom peel the potatoes. My little brother has to put back the racetracks to their proper boxes to make room for everyone else. It has been a great day, a day that I will remember for a long time.